your girl Leah. You already know my name, so it ain't no need to repeat all of that unnecessary stuff. So let's just get straight into the video. All right, so today I wanted to start out my YouTube channel and my first video to be strictly about me. I was gonna do like a Q&A, question and answer type thing, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just start out by just winging it, just putting myself out there, putting me out there, and mainly telling my story, because I really think it's important for everybody to tell their story. I've been planning this for like a long time. Well, I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and I've really just been putting it off because you know, it's something I want to do, but it's also something that's kind of hard. It's hard to put into words, but here we are. I decided to finally sit down and do it. So first I want to talk about myself, present day, current me. I'm 20 years old. I'm from Hollister, North Carolina, 252, born and raised. I'm currently in my junior year, going into my junior year of college. I work part-time at Zaxby's. Yeah. More about me, I think I'm just your typical, well, I'm not gonna call myself typical, but just a goofy, all-around, happy, bubbly type person. I grew up in a really good home, a really good community, you know, not much bad, you know, stuff like that. Just good family, good people, good influences type thing. I grew up in church. My family travels in their own ministry, so I grew up doing that, and grew up also heavy in my home church. God is a very important part in my life, the center, where it should always be the center in my life. But yeah, first I really just want to talk about, like I said, present day, you know, where I am now, so that way I can tell you how where I came from brought me here. Back to the good family, good girl type vibes. I grew up very, like, I have had a reputation of being perfect. I've always had a halo on my head that I never put there. I feel like I've always been put in this kind of hot seat that I never wanted to be in, only because of being from good family type thing. Church, you know, you can't cuss, you can't mess up, you can't be mad, you can't be angry, you can't do this, you can't do that type thing. Even elementary, middle school, which is crazy because that's the time where you're developing into a person and you're making mistakes and stuff like that. But my life is not perfect. I'm happy, I'm alive, I'm in a good place to be 20 years old, I think. But I'm not perfect. But more about my family and stuff like that. I have a wonderful mom, caring, worries to death, but caring, loving, has the biggest heart. A great dad, hardworking, teaches us most of our life lessons, values, saving money, stuff like that. I have an amazing big sister. She inspires me every day to be a better person, or be a better creator, influencer, and just be more confident in myself. And I have a cool brother. Let me give you a better intro than that. I have a twin brother, there you go. And he's probably the most dopest person I know, dopest artist, rapper, whatever you name it. That's my family for you. How to get there, what to say. So, the catch, well, not the catch, but the thing that makes me me. I honestly believe that God blessed me with this life for so many reasons that I have yet to be able to see. God has blessed me with a beautiful family, a beautiful home, beautiful friends, environment. I don't look at who I am in my story as, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I look at it as a blessing. I wouldn't be who I am without every little thing that has happened to this point. From the time I was born to now, and even before the time I was born, every little thing, every little decision has made me to who I am today. So at any point in this video, I don't ever want anyone to think, oh, I'm not grateful, I'm upset, or whatever. No. At the end of the day, I'm blessed, and I know that. My family know that, everybody know that. But I always like to say that God has blessed me tremendously with a beautiful family, a unique family, a unique life. I really think I was too beautiful. God knew I was too beautiful. I'm not gonna cry. Too beautiful and too much for one person to handle. I honestly believe that, and God knew that I needed, not only did I need a biological mother, alright, but I also needed a mom and a brother and a sister. God knew that I needed more than one person, and He blessed me with so many people that loves me and then took part in making me the person that I am today. So I honestly have no shame in knowing and saying and being loud at the fact that I'm adopted. You know, I think for some people that relate to me as far as that, they might have a hard time with saying it or with putting it out there because of whatever reasons. And I even think other people from the outside looking in think, oh, let me not bring it up because it's a sensitive subject, which in certain time, place, whatever it can be, but it shouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? Because it's who I am, it's a part of me, a part of my life. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing that I can do to rewind time, to go back and to try to have a normal life, a normal family. You know, I can't change time. I can't. Even if I could go back, I didn't have the power to control what happened, you know what I'm saying? But I just look at it as a blessing because my situation is very fortunate compared to others. Some kids I know that deal with what I go through, they go through foster care, you know, or say they are adopted, but they have to live with a different culture, a different race, which is nothing wrong with that. That is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But I was blessed to be able to stay in my hometown, be able to be around my people, my community, you know what I'm saying? My biological family, my blood family. I'm Native American also, so I was allowed to grow up in my culture. And I just look at that as such a big, huge blessing. So at any point in this video when I'm talking, I never want anyone to forget that I know that I'm blessed. But at the same time, I can't ignore who I am. I can't ignore the facts. I can't ignore where I come from. You know what I'm saying? I can't ignore things that happen. Because that's not good. That's not good for anyone to just kind of ball that up and just pretend things aren't the way they are. So that's why I think it's important for me to embrace it. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not scared of it or people knowing about it. Most people know in my community. Some people don't. So for those of you who watching the videos, or shocked or whatever, I just wanted to put it out there because I feel like growing up is always been a thing where, oh, people know, but it's like they tiptoe around my feelings, tiptoe when I come around, because it's like, oh, you know, don't say this, don't say that. But to just kind of begin the story, I was born, well, I was given birth by my biological mother. Unfortunately, I was not able to stay with my biological mother, which in some cases it happens, and it's okay. It's not her fault, it's not my fault, it's not anyone's fault, it's just life, you know? And I don't beat myself up about thinking what could have been different, what could have, you know, because things happen. I say I'm fortunate because some, you know, they get adopted and they might have to go through so many different steps, and they actually remember, you know what I'm saying? They remember going from home to home. They remember going through foster care, whatever. I don't care what anyone says. I'm here to tell you, whether they vocally put it out there or not, a kid that is adopted, deep down, they're always gonna want to know more about their biological parents. They're gonna always wanna have a moment where they maybe meet them one day or come in contact. And you know, some kids that are adopted, they have to go through a very long process trying to find their birth parents. They might be in different countries, and that's one thing I'm very blessed with, is that my birth mother lives right down the road from me. It's kind of a blessing and a curse, because growing up, her being so close, it was like, okay, cool, you know, when I am ready for that conversation, when I am ready for that, it's right there. But it was also hard because it's like, she's right there, you know, but I can't touch her right now. I can't talk to her right now. Like something I used to be scared of. I remember one time I started crying because I was scared. I was like, what if my birth mom kidnaps me? The way kind of people painted the picture of everything that happened and stuff, I was like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? It was a scary feeling, thought. But as I got older, I'm like, there's no reason to be scared or feel guilty of wanting that relationship, of wanting that peace, that comfort, that closure. There's no guilt. And that's another thing I've struggled with, was feeling guilty, because I'm like, dang, God has blessed me with such a beautiful family, everything I want, need, you know what I'm saying? I'm not rich, I'm not famous, but I'm comfortable, I'm well taken care of, you know what I'm saying? Wanting to, in the future, want that, but I had to be real with myself, even if it hurt me, even if it hurt my mom or my dad or my siblings. It's something that I want to do, that I need to do, you know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I wanted to share in my story, because I feel like there are people or kids out there with stories like mine, and you might be struggling with that, you know, dang, should I even have these feelings of wanting to find out more of, and it's okay, you know? Sometimes certain situations, it may be better off for you, or there's no possible way for you to get that peace, get that closure. But for those that have that opportunity, you should take it, you know what I'm saying? I have not yet, but I have, every day I deal with it more. Every day I deal with who I am and me being adopted, and one day I do want to have a relationship, you know? It's kind of hard because that's 20 years that I don't have, 20 years that I always wonder how or what way it could have been, but it's never too late, you know? And I think I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. You know, a lot of things are cause and effect, but a lot of things happen for a reason. I believe God puts you in times and circumstances, meet certain people for certain reasons to lead up to certain events. So I'm very confident and at peace that things are going to work out beautifully. with me wanting a relationship with my birth mom. Growing up, I've dealt with it good. You know, some kids in my situations, they have mental issues or, you know, traumatizing. And I'm not going to say I don't have some, but I'm okay, you know? And I think the hardest part about it is nobody knows how you feel. People sometimes try to tell you how you should feel. Some people tell you what you should do, what you shouldn't do. But nobody knows how a person that is adopted feels. That's one thing I kind of struggled with, is feeling a little bit alone, because I don't want to be a burden on my parents, on my family, because I don't ever want to make them feel that they aren't enough, or, you know, they haven't done for me, because they have. So that's one thing I've kind of tucked in and hid in, is those conversations or those thoughts, because I think nobody's going to understand how I feel. You know what I'm saying? There are a select few of people, and if you're watching the video, you gonna know who you are, that I've had, even if it's a 5-minute conversation or a 30-minute, there are a select few of people that I've broke down to and vented to. But at the end of the day, no one will ever understand how I feel. So no matter how grateful I am, and I am beyond grateful and thankful for my family and where I am today, I will always have in the back of my head how things could have been. I will always think about growing up with a biological mom, with a biological family, you know, being normal, you know what I'm saying? Because all my other friends, they don't have to deal with what I have to deal with. That's something that I will always have to, you know, struggle with or whatever. And sometimes it's hard, because I don't get to, oh, I look just like my mom, or I take after my dad with this. Those are things I miss out on. I miss out on hearing stories of your mom talk about, oh, well, when I was pregnant with you, you know, or looking at baby pictures or bump pictures. I honestly, still to this day, I've never seen me in the belly. But stuff like that I always have to just deal with missing out on, which is okay. You know, I'm not complaining, but I still have every right to feel the way that I feel, to feel sad about those things, because that's things that you might take for granted. I remember one time I was talking to somebody, and you know, because I was adopted, my biological mom is technically my aunt, and I was telling them, like, oh, you know, I don't think I want to call her aunt. I think I just want to call her by her real name, her first name. And then she was like, why? That's what she is. She is your aunt. You know that, right? Your mom is your mom. And it kind of threw me off, because it's like, yeah, you're right. You 100% right. My mom is my mom. But that just went to show that, okay, nobody understands, you know what I'm saying, how I feel. But I think to kind of sum everything up, I'm very blessed, and I think my story is beautiful in itself, and I've always wanted to share it, because it could be that one story that somebody needed to hear, so they can feel more confident in theirs, or feel okay to voice theirs. And there's no possible way I can fit everything into one video without it being hours, but there's so much more that you don't know. There's so much more that you don't understand that I've had to deal with. There's so much you don't know. But to sum it all up, I'm blessed. I was blessed with, like I said, more than one mom. Not just one biological, one legal, but also the ones that took me in and took care of me. Even ones that just watched me while my parents were busy or whatever, because, you know, when they adopted me, my brother was my age. That's why me and my brother like twins, but we're actually 2 weeks apart. And that's another thing growing up I had to deal with, is hearing, how are y'all 2 weeks apart? How is that possible? And it's like, I'm adopted, bro. But yeah, so I know it was hard for them dealing with 2 babies, 2 toddlers or whatever. So with their ministry, my brother would stay with one of their friends, and I would stay with my grandpa a lot, and I would also stay with my aunt and my uncle, and then also another beautiful family that I was able to stay with that has molded me and made me the person that I am today. And I really want to say names, but just for the sake of YouTube and the public, I'm not going to say any. You know what I'm saying? I would even say 1 or 2, but if I say 1, then I don't want to leave. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just not going to say names, but when you watch this video, you know who you are. Yeah, I was blessed to have so many people to love me, and that I am so grateful for. And even though I didn't get to have a normal life, a normal biological mom, biological dad, I was blessed with even more, you know? Even though my friends are like normal, they get to say, oh, this person raised me too, other than like, of course, your typical aunts and uncles, but they don't get to say like, oh, I used to live there, or I got another mom, a second mom, you know? So that's one thing that I'm blessed with. So that's why it's just so amazing how God works. And even if you don't relate to me as far as being adopted, but just take a minute to look at your life, and no matter how hard things might be or what you might be going through, look at your life and think about the things that had to happen for you to be who you are, for you to be alive, for you to be here. I did want to share, I was like at the end of the video, whenever I make it, I want to share this thing I wrote for school. Like I said, I did community college for a couple years, and you know, before I decided to go to Nash, I had also applied to ECU because that's where I wanted to go from the get-go, and I got accepted and everything. And the biggest part to me about applying to colleges is the essay part, because everything else is easy. You just clicking boxes, answering questions, yes or no, filling stuff out. But the hardest part is the essay, because it's like most colleges ask you, hey, just write about yourself, but it has to be like 300 words, and it's like, what do I say? You know what I'm saying? Because you got everything about me, you have all my information, so it's like, what do I say? So when I applied to ECU for the first time, I actually used the essay that I wrote when I went to Carolina Horizons, which is a great program I recommend to any senior. I think you go as a senior, junior, something like that. But we had a workshop where we wrote essays, practice writing essays. So I wrote mine about an experience I actually had while I was there. Me and my friends walking on the street, and we came across a homeless man, and instead of just looking and walking about our life, we was like, you know what, let's do a gesture, let's be good, let's have a good heart. So we went inside the store and bought like a honey bun, something to drink, and a snack, and we brought it back to him, you know, because he was sitting there high. I don't know if he had ate anything, and we prayed for him, and I wrote about that. So when it came to the second time to apply to ECU after my 2 years at Nash, I'm like, dang, I should have saved that, because it's kind of hard to think about what to write about. And I was sitting in my room one night, kept writing, kept erasing, and I texted my friend Elizabeth. I asked her for advice and was like, what should I write about? And she was like, you can either write about, you know, an experience in school that maybe affected one of your grades and why and how it affected it, or maybe you can write about your story. She was like, and you, because you do have a unique story. And that was in the back of my head, but like I said, sometimes I doubt it. Sometimes I, in my head, think, oh, it's just what it is, I'm just adopted. But it's just, it warms my heart sometimes when I hear that from my friends. It reminds me, like, Leah, you have a beautiful story. So guess what I did? I got on my computer and I opened me up a new docs, because that's what I use, Google Docs, and I titled it Me. I just put Me. And I was like, I really didn't, just like this video, I didn't really know what to say. It's kind of hard to fit into words all of the emotions, all of the feelings, and the story itself into you know, one sitting type thing. So I just started to write, and to just kind of end this video, I wanted to share that of what I wrote because I thought it was kind of beautiful or whatever. So it says, in life, it's hard to understand that some things honestly happen for a reason. Well, for me, it was hard accepting the fact that I had to grow up without my biological parents in my life. Most days are okay. You don't think about it much when you're blessed with an amazing adoptive family. However, some days you're just not okay. You're stuck with these feelings and thoughts the rest of your siblings don't have to experience, let alone your siblings, but mostly your friends. So who can you talk to? Who will understand? A lot of kids in this type of situation don't get a pretty outcome like I did. They end up in foster care, or the system as people like to call it. Some get adopted, but it's by parents of completely different culture or nationality. Comparing my situation to others, I am blessed. My legal mom is my aunt by blood. My siblings are my first cousins by blood. I was still raised in my hometown where I was born. I was adopted into a family of the same race and culture. I grew up with biological cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents. I am blessed. I would be selfish to wish I wasn't adopted. I would be ungrateful to think, what if I could have stayed with my birth parents? The hardest part of my situation is knowing I'm blessed, but feeling sorry for even wishing that I had my birth parents. I had to come to the realization that it is normal to feel this way. It's okay that one day I want to meet my birth parents and form a relationship with them. I believe through all of this, it would have been easy to grow hatred towards my parents or family because of these feelings I had. However, I was content with knowing this happened for a reason. Although I will forever have to live with these mixed emotions, I know in my heart and with faith in God, I am here today in this situation with these amazing parents and family for a reason, far beyond my understanding. I have purpose. I have a destiny. A purpose and destiny so beautifully designed that my life had to be different in order for me to be who I am. I was not meant to be normal. I was not meant to be like everyone else. I was destined to be here with every imperfect thing about myself and my life. My journey is beautiful. I love my story. I was adopted for a reason. I was born for a reason. This is why I am so invested and hopeful of my future, because I know I did not get this beautiful, unique life to just settle and be average. I want to be the best person of myself I can be and continue to find my my purpose in life. And hey, if I was never adopted by this family and I never had this life, I may not even be applying for college right now. Some things just happen for a reason. So to kind of end that and sum things up, yes, I'm adopted. Yes, I didn't grow up with my biological mom. I still don't have a personal, intimate relationship with her. Yes, I did get blessed with a beautiful family, parents and siblings, home, life. And yes, one day I do want to form a relationship with my birth mom. Yes, one day I do want to at least try to meet my birth dad. Hey, even if it doesn't happen, it's normal for me to want to do that or have dreams or hopes of it happening one day. Because throughout the video, I didn't touch on my dad or whatever, because I don't know who he is, his name, or anything like that. But that's, that's beautiful within itself too, that I have something to look forward to. My birth dad is Mexican, and my birth mom is Native American, so I'm half Native, half Mexican. So that's also funny that it's like, even though my family is all Native American, I'm able to say, well, hey, I'm this, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm my own person. And that's something beautiful that's a part of me I shouldn't hide. I didn't get to grow up in that other side of my culture, but that's something I'm also very interested in, is learning more about who I am and my background, my cultural background, the other side, you know, because I was blessed to be raised around my Native American culture. Honestly, I probably wouldn't even be sitting right here. Not saying, oh, I would have had a terrible life, or I would have been, you know, not that at all. My life just wouldn't have been here. I would have had a different life. No one can go back and change time. And right now I'm speaking to people that relate to me, and you might be struggling with, man, why do I have to have this life? Why did God choose me for this to happen to me? You can't go back and change anything, you know? All you can think is, I'm here right now for a reason. And even if there's things that happen that you didn't like, you're not proud of, you're not happy with, you have today and forever until you die, basically, to change things. You know, I may not like that I didn't get to grow up with my biological mom, or not even being able to talk to her. That's okay, I can't do anything about that. But from here now, I can make my decisions. I can make a change in my life. And that's one thing I believe in. You create your story. Some people, yes, you don't get to decide. That's what I meant by you may not be able to get to decide what happened, where you are born, where you grow up, how you grow up, what you had to deal with, abuse, whatever the case. But from this point forward, you do have the ability to move forward. You might not have the physical, materialistic means, but mentally, physically, you can make the decisions to move forward, to make changes for the future that you couldn't make in the past. And I think the biggest thing that I wanted to come out of this video was to bring, I'm gonna call it awareness. I don't know if that's what you want to call it, but to just, one, put my story out there so others can relate. Others can say, hey, she's like me, you know? I'm not alone. I see a lot of people come out with their stories in different ways as far as being adopted and stuff, and meeting their biological families. Some people do it through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Some people don't talk, they just hold up letters. Some people write about it and post it. And this is just how I wanted to do mine. And maybe I'll look back and say, dang, I wish I would have did it a different way. But there's no right way to do it, to put your story out there. There's no right way to do something that you want to do, to start something. Sometimes you just gotta do it. At the end of it all, I'm loved, I'm taken care of, I'm beautiful, I'm okay, you know, I'm not perfect. I have bad days where I might break, but I'm okay. I'm here, I'm alive, I'm breathing. There's a lot that I might not be happy with, or I might can complain about, but there's also a lot for me to be very thankful for. So with this being my first video, like I said, I didn't have a formal intro or, you know, what's up, what's poppin' type thing. I just wanted this to just be this. I really just want to share my life and be me through lens. That's all it is. I just want to be an influencer, but a positive one. There's so much you can do on social media, and you can influence, and a lot of it is negative. So we have that platform. If I have that power to do so, I want to be the positive one. I'm not going to be perfect, I'm gonna mess up, but I want to be the positive one. So with that, I'll be doing vlogs, story times mainly, because that's my thing. I like to talk. Hair tutorials. I don't do makeup, so probably not makeup tutorials, sorry. But your typical type videos, and I would love for you guys to meet everybody that I know and love. And I also want to carry you along on my journey as far as hopes of what I plan to do about my situation and my biological parents. Of course, there's gonna be things that I can't show, that I can't say, that I can't go in detail with, but if there's anything that I can put out there to make a difference, to be an influence to someone, to encourage someone, then I will by all means do that. Listen, this generation, we have the power to change the world. I was just talking to my sister about this the other day. We have the power with the world being so consumed in social media, where opposed to how it was years ago, the only way they could get the word out about stuff is, you know, just traveling and protesting or whatever the case was. We have social media, so we can put out a post that somebody in China can see, somebody in New York, somebody, you know what I'm saying? So we have the platform, we have the power to change the world and to be an influence on the world. Use it in a positive way, please. And if you want to get out there, pursue something, do it. Stop waiting, just do it. And to end the video, I just want to say thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I know, but thanks for listening, thanks for watching. I'm not about to be like, subscribe, like, comment below, like, no. But I just really want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And I hope that you continue to watch and look forward to many more videos, hopefully. I love you, even if I don't know you. I love you, and I'm praying for you. And yeah, so peace.
Tired of the hopeless, yeah, they want some hope. I am not they Moses, yeah, they want a famous by taking pictures and poses. I am not a poster child, I'm supposed to sow.